Señora Liliana Mendoza, the last couple of hours, as you might have heard on the news already, have been decisive moments for our nation. After those imperialist pigs gunned down our leader, Dr. Jorge Lisier Gaitan Ayala, with 4 cowardly shots, the sides were drawn. We are a country at war with itself, and violent times lay ahead as we avenge our brother with our unilateral victory against the state. I am not sure why I write you, or if I should. This letter, I'm sure, comes as a surprise, since I know you sensed from our first encounter that my friendship with Rodrigo was taking him into dangerous contact with a direct front against tyranny. But he knew as well as I that we were not playing games, and the moment would come when we would have to gamble our lives. And that moment was now. I know you wonder where this is going, and since you've been waiting for Rodrigo to come home now for hours, maybe these news won't be totally unexpected. Señora Mendoza, your son has been served the full weight of revolutionary justice, and as a result, he was put up against the wall and shot. I can only tell you that I've felt your pain through my own loss, and I assure you that only time will clear your mind. As my conscience weighs heavy with today's events, I feel that I owe you a full explanation after the devil has taken Rodrigo away. Struggling to voice myself, I guess I can only describe the events of the day in the hope that if you see how things unfolded, you can understand why what happened happened. Rodrigo and I sat in a cafe discussing the gathering group of university youths, among them a talented speaker by the name of Fidel Castro, who showed great charisma and natural leadership. They were holding an open protest against the United States' efforts to bring neo-colonies into their midst with the Organization of American States. It is true what he said. He pointed to the savage imperialism of American enterprise as we watch our country's affairs be dictated from beyond our nation in a different continent. The state is for the people, and the state has taken direct action against the people by robbing us of an honest man determined to reverse the tides of foreign domination. So as we sat there in the midst of this, we heard the news of the assassination, and the following message from Últimas Noticias galvanized the entire cafe. Conservatives and the Espinosa Perez government have just killed Dr. Gaitan, who fell by the door of his office, shot by a police officer. People to arms, charge to the streets with clubs, stones, shotguns, or whatever is at hand, break into the hardware stores and take the dynamite, gunpowder, tools, and machetes. The sense of horror soon overwhelmed us with rage, and the instantaneous riot threw us into the street. The weapons were harnessed, the message was clear, the time for politics was over, and the time for real action had come. Rodrigo did not seem as energized by the crowd as I had expected, and from this moment on his fate began to be set by his own indecision. You see, Señora Mendoza, this is no time to be lukewarm. At the gates of freedom, one must seize or accept the chains. We rushed out with the crowd and took direct aim at state institutions, the Palace of Justice, the public transportation, stores, hotels, anything that even alluded to the grip of our unfriendly neighbor in the north. We took revenge, and lives were lost on both sides. Rodrigo threw away our friendship and his life just hours into the fight. As we looted for supplies, Rodrigo was seduced by easy money. He became a criminal. He betrayed the ideal, and that came at a high price. His weak mind and false heart led him to trade everything we were fighting for, simply for money. Once I approached him with these allegations, he told me he was done with my crazy dreams and ran. Well, to be blunt with you, in the hopes that honesty will cast my judgment and you will not curse my life with your dying breath. I chased him down, gave him a moment to say something, and I shot him directly in the head for having betrayed his nation, its liberation, the death of our friends, and for his disdain for Dr. Gaitan. Señora Mendoza, I hope this letter explains the tragedy that has taken place in your life through mine. I hope you have it in your heart to forgive me and understand that what had to happen, happened for a reason. Do not be worried, we will bring the people together. We will consolidate and cooperate to bring the age of imperialism to an end in our homeland. We will restore what was stripped from us by numerous empires thirsting for natural wealth and cheap labor. Those times in history are dead, and this is our land now. and we will take back the country from the hands of the few to the starving majority, and we will do it one shot at a time. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.